I just came to the realization that, like, if you're 40 years old, you're like, you're never gonna find love. Like, oh my God. Sorry, I woke up like really, really emotional because I was married for, oh my God, I need to stop. I was married for over 20 years, and like I was so used to being a wife. Like I loved being married, you know? Like I love being a wife. I love having like that one person I love coming home to and like venting all my to. And now it's like, yeah, you date people and like sparks fly, and then it's just like, oh, I found.
After spending over 20 years as a wife, she never expected life after divorce to feel so empty. She missed having one person to share every part of her day with and realized that dating couldn't replace that connection. The excitement of meeting new people faded much faster than she imagined. Looking back, she understood that lasting commitment was far more valuable than temporary attention.
Was talking to my ex again, and there was a TikTok. There was I had a fan on here, a TikTok follower that messaged me, and she said, "Hey, I started talking to this guy, and I noticed on his Instagram, like those highlight reels, you were in one of his highlight reels, like you guys made a TikTok together." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's my boyfriend," because we were like trying to work things out. It was long distance, whatever. And she's like, "Oh, well, we're talking. He said he was single." And I'm like, I'm not even crying about that. I think I'm just more sad about the fact that, like, it's impossible. It's impossible to find someone that you will 100% trust. And part of it has to do with me too, because of my insecurities. But honestly, 99% of the time it's because they're cheating, you know, because it's so accessible. Social media, talking to other women. Why do I still have my seatbelt on?
She thought she had found someone worth trusting until another woman revealed he had been talking to both of them at the same time. That painful discovery shattered her confidence in modern dating and made her question whether true loyalty still existed. Social media and constant temptation only made trust feel even harder to build. The heartbreak became a lesson she never wanted to learn.
I know everybody's heard all these crazy dating stories, and I haven't been on a date since I was with the last guy. And I'm like seriously considering never dating again. I see all these horror stories. It's the guys that, like me are not the kind of guys I like. Just so much to it. And especially being in my 50s and not being skinny, it just is such a challenge that I don't even know if I want to bother anymore. I just don't know if I should just grow old by myself. I'm already old, but older. Sorry about my hair. But I don't know. I mean, what is your opinion on this dating situation? I don't find anybody that's really been happy or successful.
While she struggled with regret, her former partner chose a completely different path. Instead of seeking revenge, he focused on improving his life, building confidence, and moving forward. By the time she looked back, he had already closed that chapter forever. His greatest victory was becoming someone who no longer lived in the past.
I'm a single mother, and a lot of people write to me on here or in the comments or even in the wild, and they will say that women, especially of my age, are still single because we have unreasonably high standards. And I don't think it's unreasonable, but I do think and know that our standards are quite high because we've been through enough to know what we want and what we don't want. However, speaking for myself and probably a lot of other people out there, maybe men and women, I'm done trying.
After hearing countless dating horror stories, she began wondering if finding love was even worth the emotional risk anymore. Being older made her feel insecure about starting over in today's dating world. She questioned whether peace and independence might be better than constant disappointment. Sometimes staying single feels easier than risking another broken heart.
Had a first date this week with a guy who, same age as me. So we go out and we're sitting there. Everything seems to be going well. And then he proceeds to tell me that I am the oldest woman he's ever been on a date with. Wow. So what's the oldest woman you've ever been on a date with? 31, he says. 31. Okay. So you're telling me that a mature woman doesn't think you're a good catch. It must be a really hard thing for you to admit to me, and I'm so glad you did. I really want you to know I appreciate your honesty. I don't think I'm going to hear from him again at all. And
many people search for a perfect partner who meets every expectation, but real relationships rarely work that way. Loyalty, kindness, honesty, and shared values often matter much more than perfection. Keeping an impossible checklist can cause someone to overlook genuine connections. The strongest relationships usually grow through mutual effort rather than perfect circumstances.
I don't think I'm going to hear from him again at all. And
as a single mother, she often hears that women her age stay single because their standards are too high. She believes those standards come from experience, not unrealistic expectations. After facing enough disappointment, she simply refuses to settle for less than respect and honesty. Sometimes protecting your peace becomes more important than chasing another relationship. One first date became unforgettable after the man admitted she was the oldest woman he had ever dated. Instead of feeling embarrassed, she answered with confidence and reminded him that maturity brings different expectations. His comment revealed more about him than it did about her. She walked away knowing confidence comes from self-respect, not someone else's approval. Through divorce, betrayal, and failed relationships, she discovered that love is about much more than attraction. Lasting happiness depends on trust, commitment, communication, and shared values. Many people only appreciate those qualities after they are gone. Sometimes the biggest life lesson comes long after the relationship has already ended.